Mukerrem Miftah, who's an assistant professor of policy studies at the Ethiopian Civil Service University. He's also an analyst on the Horn of Africa, and he joins us live from the Ethiopian capital. Welcome to you. We were just commenting there with Samuel on the fact that we have this joint UN-Ethiopian rights report saying all sides in Ethiopia's Tigray conflict committed violations that may be war crimes. Very quickly, your reaction to this too.
I think it's in some ways expected. I think the point which I consider very important is the role played by all actors. The question is not necessarily who committed more or not, insofar as human lives and property is concerned.
Okay, and tell us, do you think Abiy Ahmed has lost control of Ethiopia? I mean, we're reporting that Tigray forces are considering moving on Addis Ababa.
I think it's far-fetched and unreasonable accusation. I think obviously it's true that they are making advances in parts of the northern part of Ethiopia, particularly insofar as the Amhara regional state is concerned, but the federal government, the central leadership under the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed is still in control of the state, and I think even parts of the Amhara regional states, which have been allegedly considered to be under the control of the TPLF forces, I think is largely misplaced and unfounded. Obviously, there are efforts by them. There are some insurgent groups, individuals who have been attempting to cause disruptions, causing psychological terror, not only in the Amhara regional state, in parts of Ethiopia as well.
Mukerrem, just to jump in for clarity's sake, so do you think that the TPLF forces could reach the capital of Ethiopia?
No way. I don't think that's the case. I don't think it's going to happen.
All right. And so
there are a number of factors that would, that we should take into account. I mean.
And what pressure could now stop the conflict? I've just run through the pressure coming from the UN and the EU and the US, of course.
I think despite the pressures from the regional and international actors, the point which I think is very important, aside from the role that could possibly be played by the United States, the European Union, or forces or actors from Africa, I think what the political elites want in this war, what's the ultimate end in having this fight? I think that's a question that we should be asking. And as far as the federal government in Ethiopia is concerned, they think that forces like TPLF, who in some ways disagree with the certain issues in Ethiopia's political field, that they should not by any means resort to fight. And the federal government would like to send a message to other political and insurgent groups who, whenever they have a disagreement with the federal government, that they should go to, a strategy that largely employs violence as a means to further their goals. And I think the federal government will do whatever it takes to make sure that things of this sort are not going to be repeated again. But as far as the TPLF is concerned, I think the question which was initially that they have posed was that the federal government was trying hard to centralize power. The federal arrangement in Ethiopia is under a serious cause of concern. But initially that was a question. But later on, the question evolved, becomes now a question of a community concern that they have being, exploited in some ways, disregarded by the federal government, mistreated, and they want a revenge for what have happened last year on November.
Okay. For now, Mukerrem, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much indeed. Mukerrem Miftah, lots of moving parts to this story. We'll be following it very closely. Appreciate your time.